behind are they going to be from this early game?
Exactly.
That's really where my head's at.
Exactly, Chovy. I think you've made, really great points, just kind of, focusing in on there up at the computer, thinks that Weibo completely dismantled this draft, Chovy.
I don't blame him, man. I see a Trundle on my screen versus a Scion, and I'm pretty happy. We'll see if Junhao is going to drop the flag ahead.
Oh, he dropped it.
It's behind him.
It's behind him. He thought they were going to come invade behind him, and instead they're right on top of him. And now he has nothing. He's going to go for the bush trick flash, but there was a ward threatening these dives, threatening the aggression.
Yeah.
Weibo's trying to use that first kill lead. Maybe they'll look for a collapse here on Junhao. Nope.
I think flash is enough. I think that they're just trying to make it so that, like, now that he has to stay one more wave, yes, he bases, but Rumble can delete this. Saber's
caught with no flash. The shockwave does nothing. Chris was able to pick him off.
Now you have a dragon timer.
Grabs that kill, and yeah, like you called out, leads exponential.
Yeah, now you have a dragon timer. So I don't think that dive top was ever real. I think they were just trying to delay his base one wave, and then the walk came in. Saber didn't deal with it well. Being down flash, he gets found. Mid laner down, dragon down, as Weibo find 2 big wins.
And open themselves up to a big win con. Oh. This is dragon stacking coming online, and well, they won't get the one they're probably looking for. I would have said Hex Tech would have been nice. Mountain would have been very nice. But Cloud Soul on a Trundle, Cloud Soul on a Talia, any support, engaged support, always good. And hey, it's still a Drake Soul. And that is always something to play for to win games in the LPL.
Yeah.
That's what Weibo's going to look for going forward.
They would like to continue to stack those dragons. As if this one goes late, Ultra Prime do have a lot of ways to bounce back into the game. As a lot of info being picked up here by this sneaky Nico. It's going to have to find its way out, but going to
Pop Blossom. They're going to actually look to throw this right back at Weibo. Chris though has Magnet Storm crash down. He's able to get a double man stun, and Chris just wasn't the right target to go for here. But Ultra Prime, they only had one option, and now the reality.
Well, instantly dropped by Tien, and Ultra Prime, they looked at it. They couldn't find it, and now Junhao.
They're taking over jungle, too. Just like this game started, the topside jungle being an issue for Junhao, and getting that pressure onto the jungler means that they are going to be able to knock down this first turret as well. Would have secured feats of strength. They already had them. What a clean early game here from Weibo against Ultra Prime.
I know this dragon's spawning, but they have Xiaohu up top. He does have TP and Weaver's Wall to get involved. Rumble deletes the wave. Shockwave burned early. If Breathe's able to get a TP back, then that means the dragon's going to be pretty tough for Ultra Prime to take, I gotta say.
Here we go. Xiaosu looking to make up for his earlier woes. Gets a good pop blossom on Tien. Pop the subjugate for healing. Cataclysm comes down. Flash out for Tien. But look at Baya. He can't get close enough. It's a double onslaught from Zhang that actually is able to claim that shutdown. A lot used there. The Weaver's ulti coming down for Xiaosu. Beautiful combination from Chris into the 3-man flick back. The curtain calls down. It's all lining up Weibo. And Light's going to cash in big. Picks himself up the double kill. Lands the next snare onto Zhang. He's going to flash after and trade Breathe back out. But Zhang's heroics have been a big point for Ultra Prime. They're not going to be enough in the play-ins. A winning fight for Weibo.
Goes over to Weibo. Ultra Prime tried to do a lot there for very little, and they just fall further behind in the map.
That is no Drake that they're setting up around first with the cross map they're going to get. Instead, they give over Cloud Soul Point. And they're going to have to start giving away turrets as well. But maybe Ultra Prime has something else up their sleeve. A bit of a Joker out of the card deck, and it's Zhang again on another flank with ultimate available. There's the Cataclysm Shockwave combo onto Breathe, who's under turret, so there's no way to really fight back. Good pick there from Saber and Junhao to start things off. Another fight beginning with Weibo losing their member first, and Zhang wants to make it an even bigger issue. Ulting on top of Tien, going to force Weaver's Wall from Xiaohu. Now Zhang is trapped on the wrong side of a big boundary, and he will fall after his flank TP, and we're back to a 4-on-4.
Yeah, I liked how Xiaohu played that. I mean, he was just waiting for anyone from Ultra Prime to overcommit for that Weaver's Wall to come out. Scion oversteps by a hair. He had no flash, no ult. He goes down, and now Saber's the next play. Also no flash, and Saber is dead.
Okay, so you trade out mid laner for support there, but I do think that kind of stalls out any
scaling is real, Ori scaling is real, Fork can do good DPS as Zhang's throwing himself in there. Going for Breathe again.
They all come again. He eats a shockwave. He layers the equalizer really well, though, and look how quickly Junhao and Zhang are burning. Breathe is staying alive. He'll finally fall, but the route is on here for Weibo. Saber trapped in the curtain call, getting stunned up by Chris. The 4-shot doesn't land, but the flick back does from Xiaohu. Another good look from Ultra Prime onto Breathe, but There just is not enough gold behind this Ultra Prime economy.
Did they see our pre-show? Like, were they offended the fact that we ran brief clips? So he's just seen them tunnel on this Rumble now, 2 fights in a row. The first fight was okay, but that one, not good at all. The equalizer melted the front line. Good flick by Xiao, who has been on point with the Talia this game. And yeah, that's Otacon. I feel like that was the one big comeback into this one. 15 seconds away from this Dragon spawning Slayer. And a lot of ground to be made up here by Up.
A lot of ground in the Vision game, to be specific right now, but another Weaver's Wall is going to section off the company as Chris goes for another great Magnustorm flash. They're going to drop the Cataclysm onto Light, but again, how do the damage dealers get close enough? Good flash away from Light on the Unstoppable Onslaught for Zhang as he's trying to carry that brunt, but there's just nothing the tanks can do to deal with Tien when he has Subjugate popped, the Curtain Call just out for the slows, but Weibo have no reason to chase. They've already protected their carries, and they've got a Cloud Soul to finish off over here on the Drake Pit.
Yeah, another fight that was taken really on Weibo's terms that doesn't look very close. As this Dragon Soul will be cleaned up, as Saber TP'd out just to get the first brick of the game in terms of Ultra Prime and an objective bounty. It's been all Weibo, Slayer. We were a little bit some as that Corki was almost in the doomsday scenario.
It's kind of like if anyone watched college football this week, you just have a bunch of really good teams playing some really bad teams, and you know, sometimes
big
you're up
for Ultra Prime to overcome. I mean, that TP top from Saber did not even net them the outer turret bounty.
Well, I'm not going to go winning worlds. I'd say let's put 10 as you think they can contend. Oh, hold on. We'll have to have that conversation in a second, because another Deadly Flourish lands into another flick back. It feels like Xiao just hasn't missed any of these this game. He might have another opportunity if Baya doesn't flash over another well-placed pillar there from Tien. That is Jungler down for Ultra Prime. That means Purple Worm is on the menu for Weibo.
If a 10 is we are going to be in LPL finals,
yes,
I'd give them a 6. Like, it hasn't been a bad look. I just don't think they're ever going to get a draft like this again.
Okay.
All right. This draft was free.
All right,
see what Chris can do. Dueling angles. Your homework is to name that bar as we go through this dragon fight. Salsa gets a double stun, trying to interrupt the dragon, the Baron take, but Tien still gets it, and my lord, there's just so much damage, it's hard to even calculate what's going on in that Drake Pit. It's a Baron onto 5 here for Weibo, and with the kills they've gotten, they might as well just march up mid lane valiantly and just take down this game 1 now. Yeah, you don't want to play for Elder Dragon spawn. You'd like to play before that Elder Dragon comes up, and Weibo have played a beautiful game so far. No back for Baya. What was a lack of answers for Ultra Prime as Baya looks like he's going down to the Bayou. Oh, tries to take Tien down south with him, but I don't think Tien has a trip for Bourbon Street booked anytime soon. He's got some business to take care of still. As Weibo going to make sure that the Corki owners need you to play better so that our platform can make it. So we have more games to cover on our own platform. Sounds the next casualty of the brigade from Weibo just gets crit shot by Light out of existence. One final 2-2 turret standing. If we see a level 16 Trundle go 1v1 against a level 9 Nico again, I need you to cast that like it is the World Championships. And that game is going to be decided by who wins that fight. I mean, that cast you're asking for is going to last 3 seconds, but yeah, I'll give it to you, Cubby. But we need the intensity condensed. You need me to just immediately jump to a 10 for that kind of fight. Unfortunately, Matt, we're not going to get that, because here comes the final march forward. Saber is cut off by a Weaver's Wall and a Curtain Call. It's, again, the range that really shines here for Weibo, because the rest of the front line healing off a Redemption. They've got Subjugate going. They don't even care about Fountain at this point. They just want to hit whoever is in front of them, demolish Ultra Prime, whoever stands in their way. And through one game, Weibo has looked decisive. Through one game, Weibo has looked like a team that could threaten in the LPL playoffs. Oh, this is going to be fun, though, on the top side. So Breathe is going to take advantage of the fact that Gwen survives 10 bans, gets through. He's going to R5 that. Who is coming with Bard, and we'll see if Breathes up to it. His wave's in a really tough spot. This is what we want to see from Ultra Prime, though. Play towards Zhang, get this Ambessa ahead as they go for the 3-on-1. Breathe's going to flash, though, and dash himself back to safety. But safety is only an idea, a construct in his mind, as he will drop for first blood. But the bigger question, it's another way that Light, as you kind of called out earlier in game 1,
can play those facilitator champions well for his squads. Sivir with those leading waves gives you a lot of prio, like we just saw the prio on the Drake go down here for Weibo. TN does secure it, and Ultra Prime are a little bit too slow to punish them on the way out. You highlighted the power of the Sivir being ahead for Light will be, because we talk so much about how he can be so successful on those facilitation champions, and that's how Sivir can play as a facilitator. Hold on, Chris engaged. Gonna knock up Saber, but you don't want to go after the Galio. He'll invite you in with the taunt, and Aaron Flash goes from Crisp. He gives the kill over to Junhao. They're going after Tien as well. Gonna go into the unstoppable form, make sure Junhao does not get that knock-up. But no real turn here for Weibo. Just a bit of an errand engage there from Crisp. Oh, Chains Corruption, cleanse. All right, good cleanse check there. Passed by Light.
Yeah, was a little surprised that Weibo signed up for that fight. I think it's a very scary fight for Weibo.
We'll have to see if that manifests, because Ultra Prime for now are trying to set up shop towards the mid side, but the top side is bleeding towards them. Junhao gonna have to pop the Crescent Guard, but low range means that everyone can just get right on top of Junhao. Hero's Entrance hits onto 2, so they're gonna be able to trade Chris back out, but Tien on the wrong side of the fight. That is a way Aaron Timbers coming out from Xiaohu. Isn't gonna stun anybody up, but luckily Timbers is just gonna play the space game, keeping everyone else away from Tien, who does knock down Xiaosa. Baya and Saber looking for a way back in, but a great dash over the wall from Tien to make sure no knock-up lands. Xiaohu, though, is going to get taunted and shot down by Baya. Tien looking to weave his way back over towards this Varus, but Saber is looking to play Protector. Good unstoppable form, but Tien just can't really close this gap down. It's Saber and Baya
on the Galio, but when you're playing Galio, I mean, it's all about the early to mid-game, what you can do. Because later on, you don't have the damage to keep up, and Zhong not going to be able to keep up here on the side lane. He's going down.
Breathe TPing in just made it so easy. He'll be picked off there, and there's some.
He would have gotten 1v1 anyway. Just about what can you trade.
Hold on, though. Here comes a 4v2. That Timbers lands there for Sao, who's trying to get away from his turret. As Chris is going to provide some cushion with the knockups, and he's actually going to catch the guy taking the turret, but the aggro drops alongside the general for Weibo. Good response there from Ultra Prime on the other side of the map. They should be able to knock down this dragon, but Tien is smelling something sweet here. Maybe it's a steal on Tote. He'll walk his way up towards the pit, try to smite and drive away. He won't get it. Tempered Fate, though, is actually only going to clip Saber. But execution going to go wide. It's actually going to fight Crisp, and that is not the target that Zhong wanted. Hero's Interest going to come out. No knockups found. Saber trying to create space. His Light is getting heralded by Junhao. Not going to land through the flash as they try to send the Ambessa wayward. Breathe now having to flash out. And finally, the fight lines will restore themselves back to normal.
Can't fight
yet. A lot
yet.
more hurt coming down here. Remember, Chris does not have his ultimate up on this Alistar, so he's a lot less tanky. Saber, though, not going to land the Hero's Punch. He's going to get a 3-man taunt down, though, and there is exactly the fire starter that Ultra Prime needed, as Baya and Saber will clean up the fight. No kills found for Weibo, only Ultra Prime here.
His actual mids, but, you know, that's fine.
It's called Justice Punch, not Justice Bow and Arrow.
True.
Right.
He's punching his way to 4-0-2. We'll see if he can keep it up. He's surviving this dive pretty well. He's buying a lot of time.
Oh, the double stun from Salsa. Chris finally has ultimate unlocked and immediately going to use it. He's going to actually cleanse the Change Corruption and turn it on its head. Baya
that's a one-way
going to get stunned up, but look at the Tempered Fate on the backside. Salsa make sure nobody else can come through this passageway. And Chris will pay for the sins of his team's really intriguing dive.
I mean, they just waited for the Unbreakable Will to phase out, and then they put the cow out to pasture, man. That was the utility they have. Everything else is damage. That damage is not online yet. Weibo's looking for the fights in these windows where they don't have the damage. They're playing these like multiple rotation spell fights where it really is just Ultra Prime that are stronger now. I'd much rather have Gwen or Sivir on that top side to make sure I'm funneling resources into like one of those damage dealers, but I guess we'll take what we can get right now as Xiaohu's up there. We'll see if he even burns a TP to try and contest this. They do have vision over the objective, but I don't think this is a fight they want. As, yeah, they're going to give it. Weibo's in full catch mode right now.
Trying to lean into the power of Light disintegrating these mid waves, and like you called out, just catching up on waves. Like to get Xiaohu in a better spot.
Con2, like you don't want to give that one for free, but we have seen Otacon, especially this past weekend, be botched by a lot of teams around the globe.
Side landing looking a bit botched here for Zhong, but you know what solves all ailments? A giant statue man flying down from the sky to save you. More accurate Galio right there.
Weibo did lose both ultimates on their solo laners here, so that means they can't defend the turret as Tempered Fate comes in. Chris gonna have to pop that ultimate to run out.
Oh, Chris. How many times do we send this guy out to pasture? Oh, wait, maybe he's getting a forever home the way he flashed out of that engage. Chris survives this time, but Harold's in the pocket of Ultra Prime, and they're looking to cash in a tier 2 turret. Get the crash in.
Just give me a crash, yeah.
Yeah, just a crash. But hey, you know what's bigger here, Cubby? Complete control of this.
Objective is yet to be nerfed, you know?
Nerf further, right? Oh, okay. Nerf the Annie there, getting the flash out of Xiaohu is Chris is again just the bull with a bull's eye on the back of him. Taking up a lot of the damage here. Chris is not going to survive long enough because he once again loses his Alistar ultimate and eats a piercing arrow. Chris going to go down, and Ultra Prime can take the Octagon, and an uncomfortable conversation must be started here for Weibo. Can we really invest into this darkness, 4 versus 5, to shut down this take?
Oh, they saw Mbessa. They did see the Mbessa.
Oh, but they didn't see Junhao engaging on top of Xiaohu. The knockup lands on the Galio, and there's no way for Annie to play this game out. There's no way for Breathe ever getting with this Gwen, but my god, the bouncing blades from Light, along with Otacon, and the pack Saber goes down to Otacon. MVP to Otacon for Weibo.
All right, well, Ultra Prime, I mean, they have good damage with the poke of their... have the XP advantage across the board, given the Otacon secure. They took this dragon, which means they've evened up the Drake score. They're only progress, baby. He did it all.
There's nothing down here, too, for Ultra Prime to really be defending, but Dan needs to be careful where he's recalling. Good thing he's the Unstoppable to get some space.
Ooh, that was a good play, actually, by Junhao. They got Unbreakable Will, Saber's ult as well.
Tian's been on point with channeling that.
Okay. Oh, that's
Light.
big, though.
There we go. Xiaosa's getting funky.
He missed
bringing
the
Duff
Q.
Funk with those ultimates like Daft Punk now, and
think
Weibo
yeah.
going to take the much more patient approach. They're going to give Hextech Soul Point over to their counterparts.
I think this is the right call. I just don't see a way that you find like a losing scenario. And you could even see, I mean, just this poke from Tien now. He's able to kind of fish around with the Fury at 3 items. Has a lot of ability haze to keep on fishing. That's a nice. Oh wait, Crisp. Okay.
All right, that's Alistar ult out.
Still, I mean, Tien like is pretty much solo on the front line now, finding poke though. And between being able to go invulnerable and then do these put in his inventory before the 30-minute mark, Slayer. So. He's feeling good. We'll see if Breathe can feel good now. He's got no turrets.
No more Chris conversations because Breathe is being suffocated right now. But it's Tien that's able to cover for Zhang. He's the execution. There's that stasis coming down. The hero's entrance is going to land the knock, but the Tempered Fate locks everybody golden. The taunts come across, and Zhang is able to come out on top. But here's Light showing up to the fight. Pops the on the hunt, and look at this disgusting Sivir damage from Light. Just like that, he finds himself 3 kills, and he's hungry for more. Saber has to flash away from Chris just to make sure there's no angle to chase down Baya. But Tien with the pack looking... won't find it with his low HP bar. It's Light to the rescue as again, Weibo looking a bit sloppy in these fights.
But we didn't really see Ultra Prime again fully connect on this opener, and things continue to slow down.
No dive. We're just gonna get rid of the turret. Hey, now it's just a fight, and Saber is gone. The Tempered Fate's a little bit too late. Not gonna land for Chris as well onto Zhang. The 2-pointed spear forward for Ultra Prime's early game win have now been taken down. Right in front of the Baron pit. And Ultra Prime beginning to really split apart at the seams as the scale-heavy threat.
It's a Sivir div. They're going to hit it. You can see Junhao's basing right now. So this is going to be Baron given and a race to get to the Hextech Soul. I will say, I mean, if you're Ultra Prime, you'll give Baron for Hextech Soul. You will. You're still down control on the map. I think that you have time with the Baron to get a base off.
Like you pointed out, Cubby, they might have just given away game 2 with it.
I mean, it got so much worse for Ultra Prime in that time. Weibo knew what they drafted, and despite some of their earlier errors, maybe taking
first inhibitor turret down just yet.
Yep, just gonna take the inner as Tien, the extra puppers, and you can see him fishing with those darkened daggers now. I mean, if he hits on both with the puppers helping clean him up now, that's Junhao quite low. I do really like Tien's build this game. I think Serpent's Fang was a good call. Just to help deal with that little extra mileage that might be the shielding.
On top of the fact that the GA also, you talk about how makeshift the front line is, you can play a little bit more like a front line, the Fury, knowing that you'll be able to res back up. There's one of those quirky tempered fates that we were looking for with Xiaosha. It's
that's turret
not
dead.
going to make its mark, so
that's
there's the turret
now
down.
too.
Inhib dead. Right behind it, 2 inhibs dead down. Takes this on Gwen. We've got GA on a Fury and Sivir. So this one shot really can't ever really come around. As they look for an engage there onto Light, but he's able to flash, cleanse himself back out of safety, and now the front back can look. It's actually going to be a flash from Saber to land a taunt, and they are going to be able to burn down Light. Stasis is galore come out, but Light survives. The damage cannot get close enough despite how low these health bars are. The GAs, like we talked about, coming up, so there's no one-shot threat from Ultra Prime. It's just another untargetable flash dash as Tien once again dances with death and wins.
Tien's GA was burned. That's the only life taken off of Weibo as they wipe the fight. And the scaling comp for Weibo, it worked out. They made a couple of poor decisions to fight early with some good play from Ultra Prime, but Weibo, they dug deep. And they made this game, I think, look pretty one-sided in the end, frankly.
They learned to respect their opponents and respect the comp they've drafted, but when it was their time to shine, there was no one brighter in the late game stage than Weibo, who are one game away.
You can also time your twisted advance well to try and get out of a grand entrance if it's like casted towards a minion, or just to dodge out on the damage. But it is going to be rushed here, by the looks of things, by Light.
Just like, I like how much AD carry builds and evolved the next play. Hold on though, top laners throwing down ultimates because junglers are also here as well. Tien trying to send him a little bit of space between him and his jungle opponent.
Another
Flash forward comes across from Breathe. There is the living death mark on top of Zhang. He says Dominus is going to pop. They don't get enough damage out of the Zed. It's okay though, because Weibo's first here to the other play. All of a sudden it's 4v2 just like that. And, well, their numbers are stronger than Ultra Prime's, and that's why they're 2-0.
And by not pulling the trigger and kind of splitting their targets, it just kind of allowed for Tien to have a beautiful fight. As the Zed got down so much ambient damage throughout, any angle for Ultra Prime to win that was just kind of taken away by Tien having two really effective shadow usages with Poke. Kind of shut down any hope for up there.
It's good to see, well, Crisp also set up that second pick play, but duality of Crisp right here. You'd think he gets picked off, but he's actually making it really hard for Ultra Prime to finally get that kill over to him. The problem is he served up the Vi right up in front of Light.
Yeah.
So the Yunara goes down as well.
It kind of helped enable Baya to get a better killer instinct into the back.
and he ruined it before I could even say
We're
the whole
getting
point.
1984 on broadcast?
On broadcast. They're in my head.
Oh, boy. That skit's a brilliant skit. Anyway.
What's a brilliant next play here, though, for Weibo to try and
get
further
back
control
into
this
this one.
game? Right? Yeah, let's lock back in. We see the Hex play completed. Maybe it's, again, Tien looking for good picks here, as Baya is, again, the product of another death. I think Tien's been really, really poignant about...
Still positive for Weibo. He's given the strength of their comp right now. They're up in gold, right? So I think Ultra Prime's kind of already running out of steam here.
Saber cannot flash away when they've got flashes too.
Wow.
Tien is playing exactly into that assassin role right now, and he really has been all series long for Weibo.
I mean, him and Chris were pretty on point and locked in for that one. As the quickness and the death mark and the flashes came through pretty quickly to match Saber's flash, and the bunny cannot skip her way out of there. So going to be
Point stuns are there to shut down the Zed. So far, Tien has done the best job utilizing the skirmish power of the Zed. Now, he hasn't had to deal with the Maokai yet. He hasn't had to deal with the Renekton, and he's been able to garner this lead.
I mean,
the last
time I saw Zed with Vi and Renekton on my screen, the Vi and Renekton didn't use any of their buttons, and the Zed got to put down 2 spell rotations and get free kills, you know? That was kind of nice on the top side, but we'll see if those buttons can come down into the Zed later. It's definitely potential to lock him up as Crisp.
Welcome to another episode of How Does My Support Get There? Unfortunately for Ultra Prime, the episode got cut short due to budget constraints. Like LDR, you're picking. I will say some
earlier, yeah.
I've seen a bit more Phantom Dancers starting to come out compared to Runin's. Get a little bit situation with that second item, so we'll see which one Light prefers.
That item gets a lot of stats.
I think Phantom Dancer would actually be better in this spot. Just, you know, a little bit extra movement speed as you layer those autos versus the...
I would like Hurricane. I think you're always going to be hitting more than one person. but we'll see. I don't know about the Hexblade. At the moment, do know that red buff is at least a look for Weibo. They still want to be careful about the fight they take. The pressure's not on them to do anything, and I mean, the next you have on your screen, as Ultra Prime have really stalled out for naught, and Weibo just kind of allowed to do what they want in this game and on this map.
Junhao really embodying the guy sweating profusely in front of two buttons meme right now, because he's gonna have to ult Light or Xiaohu, because if he doesn't take care of one of them, the other one probably ruins the fight here. Cien is once again playing towards that pixel nature, going after Saber. Flight coming across from Crisp. These two have been dueling up to find a lot of these kills, but Xiao's just going to spoil the party with that Nature's Grasp. Now look to re-engage Twisted Advance onto Crisp, who is very, very hard to lock down. Couple TPs come across here, but it's positioned first for Weibo, and you think, why is everyone chasing on this top side? Hold on, though. There's the engage into the Killer Instinct cross for Baya. Good heals come across. Xiao, who's able to stay safe. Tien, though, into the backline. Gets caught by those point-and-click stuns. Shane goes down first, but Light has transcended, and he's looking to just run down Ultra Prime. Tien goes down, but it's not enough. Weibo are just in much better position, and they're going to start cashing in exponentially.
That look onto Xiaohu from Junhao was just not good enough. I mean, Chris being there, he was low, but he was able to land the counter engage. Stopped it in its track. They did get Tien just thanks to the point-and-click stun, but that was it. Everything burned into the Zed, and it's going to be everyone melting ahead. There's no ult for Breathe. It doesn't matter.
He's got Flash. This has just been rinse and repeat right now. Baya not able to farm comfortably on any of these mid-waves. Good old Shelly wants it on the party, and she will nearly ruin the mid-tier 1 turret, but even that is on Weibo.
Yeah, he's got both fully stacked. So, I mean, what's your play? Where's your attempt? I feel like the windows and the timers for Ultra Prime, it ran out in this game. It's running out in this series. It's running out in this season for them. As this Otacon, it really is everything that Weibo, any play they want to make, they can do. They have the time and the lead to afford it. And Ultra Prime can't afford to give away anything else.
Xiaohu has Realm Warp, so I really like him getting mid-wave in control. But Otacon actually never resets. Ultra Prime are happy to gobble this one up. Crystal going to look for a snap engage after Saber. Does flash back out. Otacon secured by Ultra Prime as they drop between worlds. Chris very, very low. Weibo, how angry are they? They lost this Otacon. They're trying to wrap around the 4-stack as Light just beams down, but the Killer Instinct comes across, and they're able to find a trade back. Baya, how much damage can he get down? They find the kill onto Light. Xiaohu in the middle of everybody, though, is starting to just bash on his keyboard. Combos layering over and over and over again as they just cannot shut down Breathe in this all-out form. Health bar's too high, and Xiaohu has had more than enough time to cook himself up a winning fight here. Weibo's solo lanes trying to desperately chase down to get another slow, and Xiaohu, the general, pops up in the time for Weibo and saves their desperate Otacon play. Realm Warp going to split the two remaining members of Ultra Prime, and that ends.
He was really big in game 1 and 3. Okay, game 2 was a bit of a stinker, but he's making up for it on the rise to Leah. This can't be enough. No way.
Redemption. He is 2 levels down. Oh, Seraph Shield and Junhao as
a teammate.
Nature's Grasp, though they weren't looking for it, and actually it's a bit of a disrespect from Xiao. That's 1,000 gold over to Baya. Tien gonna fall next here as he dashes towards Saber. This is starting to get a bit cautious here for Weibo. It's Light that has to try and rescue that transcendent form. Gets the kill onto Baya, and Breathe again is just way too burly to deal with. Running down with his big bad health bar.
I mean, even a good start there, right? They took down Xiaohu immediately. Tien falls. It still is a fight in gray screen. I gotta believe that Xiaohu is gonna Realm Warp Tien into this.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Okay, he's gonna insta-TP, and then Tien's gonna walk. Breathes tanking with Light. They have it at half.
This is really audacious. You've let Breathe's health bar get really low.
They got it.
Light's down to about half HP.
It was free. Wow.
Could have been so much more illegal, but yeah, they are going to pick it up before Junhao can get here.
That was well done.
Sneak from Weibo.
I thought they'd Realm Warp in there in order to ensure they got the kill off on that timer onto the Baron. They didn't even burn the Realm Warp. You can use it to defend the wave.
Oh,
he snuck in between the waves, though. He's still not spotted.
Oh.
I mean, we're going
keep
from
the theme song going.
It's going from Pink Panther to 007 status here if it works out. Let's be honest.
I'm trying to remember all these theme songs now that I can try to do. Yeah, I think I went for the wrong spy charm. But hello, covert agent sleeper on the back line. There we go. They get light again. Good flash though over Saber's damage, and the arc of ruin decimates Ultra Prime. The flank of Dreams just falls flat for the moment. Hold on, they do get light, but yeah, again, it's just the rest of Weibo are much stronger as a group, and they cut down the spy mission from Junhao.
Yep. Everything burned for light. No light, though, at the end of the tunnel for Ultra Prime as they lose 4 on their path to get 1. Only the support up, and Ultra Prime's year looks like it's coming to an end. As for Ultra Prime, I mean, the fact that they made it to the play-in stage was, I'd say, a win for them. Hard to find a win today against Weibo. As this series, I think, in a way, Slayer, I know that we have a lot of chaos in the LPL, but this series went as we expected. It couldn't have gone more to expectation than what we expected, frankly. In a way.
There's more time to talk about here, Cubby. I'm glad that you tried to bring us out on that Ultra Prime high note, right? This team has had a lot of roster swapping around, especially in the bot side. And for the first time in Split 3, the biggest split of the year, they can say,
yeah,
we did not end our season in the Rumble stage. On is looking a lot cleaner than I remember it being.
That's Cloud Soul or gentrification will do that to you, you know.
I guess so. What is this? Oh, okay, Junhao, he's not about flanks anymore. He's just diving back to the same thing. It's light again, but where's my team, bro? Nobody follows him. He just dies. And so does Saber. And so does the season for Ultra Prime as the Realm Warp comes right on top of Baya's head. And he will be the only one to survive. Nope, not even him to tell the tale. Weibo were just waiting to do it with a nice little bow on top. Their first ace of the game as they will 3-0 Ultra Prime. And as weird as it sounds to say, folks, our third series of the play-ins finally gives us our first Group Ascend team out of the play-ins into the playoffs. It will be Weibo Gaming in 3-0 fashion.
Yeah, shout out to Weibo Gaming for making sure that we don't break